Oh. That is some bullshit, Steven. I can't support you no more. Bomba Kalak. Thanks, Moon Jelly. Why the moment I turn on stream I start sneezing? I have to be allergic to you guys. That's the only explanation. And I start getting cold sweats. Oh. Very stinky. Need to move the snot over. Am I doing coke? No, I wish. At least I'd be having a good time if I did. Thanks, Kenny K. Is the breath maxing technique? Yeah, I do that when I lay down all the time because otherwise I literally cannot breathe. I don't know if it's because it's just getting worse lately, but there's a lot of times where I'm lying in bed trying to sleep and I can't because I just cannot breathe. And my stupid dumb fuck doctor was like, here, try this spray that will do absolutely nothing instead. And I was like, can you give me the necessary steps I need to get the surgery for my nose? She's like, shut up, bitch. No wonder you aged 5 years. No wonder you look like you aged 20 years in like the 3 years I've known you. Dumb bitch. No, she was like, when I was like, hey, so like I have really bad problems with breathing because my nose always gets really stuffed and stuff. And then she was like, oh, have you tried nasal sprays? Or she was like, have you tried allergy medicine? Yeah. Have you tried different brands of allergy medicine? Yeah. Have you tried snot medicine? Yeah. Have you tried sprays? Yeah. Have you tried this other spray that she's... And then turns out she's literally given me the steroid nasal spray before because I was like, this looks familiar. I've definitely used this before. Even my sister says she's kind of ass. Useless. Getting a new nose? That's literally what I'm trying to do. Is you have to get a new nose so that it's not blocked anymore. They open the passage. And then I had such a terrible day yesterday going to bed because I found out that Nightwing gets sexually assaulted all the time and he gets like raped in 5 different comics. And I'm like, that really actually just ruined my night. That is so fucked up. Thanks Mochi and Blaze Vodka. You know this picture of Nightwing sad? You've definitely seen this. This is right after he gets raped on a rooftop by someone named Tarantula. And it's so fucked up. Why do they keep doing this to my boy? It's so messed up. Stop it. Leave him alone. Fucked up, man. The authors really like to make him suffer? Yeah, why? What the hell is wrong with them? I have a cold sweat from the snot problems. when someone says, I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man, when someone says they would like to write a dark story, looks inside, it's just like rape. Nice range, I guess. What comics I've been reading? Just Court of Owls. Oh, there's no rape in Court of Owls. I was just saying that I found out Nightwing gets, like, sexually assaulted and raped at least 5 different times across different comics by multiple women, and I'm like, why the fuck? Stop! Like, don't. I don't like that. Leave Pookie alone! Doomed by the writers, like Bruce Timm. And then it's so funny. I saw a comment talking about how they were. I asked John too, because I was like, I wasn't sure if I was remembering it wrong. And I asked John, I was like, you were at one of the Comic Cons, right? Where they debuted the trailer for Killing Joke, and then they showed Barbara kissing Batman, and everybody groaned. He was like, yeah, everybody like groaned. And then I saw a comment from 2 years ago on some old DC comic thread that was like, she changed her name to be great. Yeah, I read the tweet. But anyways, they were like, yeah, I remember going to one of the Comic Cons, there's a recording of the audience live reaction, and the moment they saw Batgirl kissing Batman, everybody just went, oh my god. Devin Grayson. Devin Grayson name change. Oh, Devin Grayson is the one that drew or like wrote Nightwing being raped by Tarantula. Ew! I fucking hate. Now I have 2 writers that I don't like. Bruce Timm, Devin Grayson. They need to both fuck off. God, dude, these are some fucking creature writings. Can't. I like Court of Owls. Yeah, it was good. Always the two first name fuckers. Ugh. Why do they both share the names of the characters they write about? I don't know. It has to have something to do with like a narcissistic tendency, I'm assuming. Like, I get Nightwing is hot, but that doesn't mean you should keep raping the man in his stories. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeesh. Good lords. No, she drew... or not she drew, but like she wrote a scene where... Nightwing is like at the lowest point of his life. He's on a rooftop, he can't move, and then Tarantula rapes him. And everybody's like, what the fuck is that? Tarantula hot? I don't know. I don't think there's like ugly comic book characters. Yeah, and it added like just nothing to the story. Could have broke his legs or something. Guys asking if the rapist is hot, and then wondering why people don't take male sexual assault accusations seriously. Oh gee, I wonder why. Or like, female teacher rapes 16-year-old student. Yeah, but she was hot though. If I was that student, I would feel like the luckiest guy on earth. Boy... No... No... Girl... That's not... No. And then bring it up to use it as a gotcha when yeah, I just the older you get, the more you realize why a lot of people would rather just grow old with cats and pets. Oh my god, it's like that thing! Well, in Dick Grayson's case, it's a little different, but it's how a lot, like, rape is such a cop-out writing tool for shitty writers that want to add a shallow substance to their story to try to be like, this was the turning point in their life that made them stronger. Rape! And then it happens a lot more to female characters that are written by men. There was like a Hollywood writer that went over, but she would do reviews of script writing and give feedback, and she said a lot of times guys would write a tragic female character whose turning point was her getting raped. That's why I think women should evolve to grow teeth in their vagina. There's a film about that? Yeah, there is. Anyways, that made me so sad. I kept going like, John, Nightwing, John, Nightwing, save him. Daph but not like. Spider-Man the game? Yeah. I want to play it for the story, because I'm in a comic book arc. I'm just saying, the only thing I'm worried about is I'm kind of already starting reading, I started reading Peak. It's only gonna fucking go downhill. I'm gonna start having to, like, at one point delve into the territories of Bruce Timm. Absolute creature. Guess I'll just die. I don't know. Fucking die. Fuck it, I'll draw my own pictures of Nightwing happy. John, I was telling.
I got your shit paper.
Thanks. Can I have one?
One?
Yeah.
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Were you saying what?
I was talking about how that picture of Nightwing on the rooftop was right after he gets sexually assaulted by Tarantula.
Yep.
And I got really sad.
You should do the same picture but with the daph smile. There you go.
Here you go.
Hey guy, want something to eat? I've got some. Oh yeah? Hey guy? What? You want a kitty?
No.
Why don't you like him?
He's dumb.
Ever given it?
I don't like him. I think
Why?
he's annoying.
He's awesome.
He's not awesome, he's really annoying.
No?
Yeah,
He's so well behaved compared to other cats.
really annoying.
What does he do to you?
Annoy me. Keeps crawling in my laundry basket.
I do that.
Nightwing is a dog person.
Nightwing likes cats.
I'm gonna draw myself and Nightwing happily together sitting on a rooftop drinking coffee. So that he can be happy. Me and him. I would treat him right.
What am I supposed to?
What the fuck are you?
Whoa.
You're not Nightwing.
I'm getting Batgirl.
First the 5 men in her phone, now a comic book character. Yeah, I have so many boyfriends now. Real men ain't a shit compared to fictional men. We got the 5 men from Love and Deep Space. We got Nightwing. We got... Oh my god, this guy! Bruno.
Oh, Bruno. And Koga.
Koga needs to keep the mask on. We got Bucky, we got Iron Fist.
All those characters get done dirty in version. Oh yeah, behind your shoulder right here.
Men who are written good are always lesbian coded. Yeah, until men started realizing that and then playing into it a little bit too much, and then you end up with someone like Garrett Nolan who ends up being a pick-me man.
When men started calling themselves himbos, it was so over.
Asian Iron Fist or white Iron Fist? Are you fucking joking? How is that even a competition? Oh my god. Iron Fist from Marvel Rivals, the Asian one, compared to Danny Rand with the live action? Don't make me fucking laugh. This is not gonna make the... This is gonna make the Aryan people very upset. Aryan fans will not like that. Yeah, Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb.
They busted in the Netflix one because Danny Rand in like the old ones is supposed to be like a dumb stoner kind of surfer guy, and they made him funny. But they made him like a serious wet noodle.
He was just so unserious. And in my headcanon, Nightwing's half Asian. He's a Wasian.
I saw people fighting over his Wasianness.
I think he's Wasian.
'Cause
That's
I
my
think he's
headcanon.
canonically-
Starfire's black. Nightwing's half Asian. Iron Fist, I mean, the new Iron Fist is literally Asian. you dress up as Nightwing?
That's hard. I have a wetsuit.
Can you dress up as Nightwing and then perch on the rooftop? Like you're about to grapple away?
If you help me find a Nightwing mask, does he ever have stubble? Surely.
He doesn't have stubble.
In one iteration somewhere, got a little.
He doesn't have stubble. Teen Titan Jinx, that's a top tier design right there. Her hair is so cunt.
It looks like the adoring fan from Oblivion.
No, her hair is like it has like it's like two thingies. Black Starfire, Wasian, Bromani, Nightwing, Neurodivergent, Beast Boy, Goth, Raven, and Bald Cyborg. Yeah. I mean, Goth Raven is redundant.
Where do you want this shit taken?
On the table, I'll put it away.
I'm taking some.
Okay. Booyah! It's my favorite Teen Titan. I mean, Starfire and Raven.
Did you see what made all the Teen Titan Go defenders stop watching?
What?
Recently?
What?
Oh.
Something happened.
Yeah, really somebody in chat. It has to do with peeing. There's like a
peeing?
Yeah, it's really, really, really rough. I thought Teen Titans Go was like it was okay, but then.
Oh yeah, didn't Wally West and Jinx have a romance arc, and then Jinx turns good? I remember that.
Yep. Yeah. There was a diaper bit with peeing.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it was really, really rough. I don't know how that got approved.
I don't like that. What about my guy Slade? Slade is canonically a pedophile who grooms. What? Yeah, he grooms Terra.
Actually, like in the show.
In Young Justice, and I think in some comics. He's a bit strange.
Put him in the list of pedophiles.
No, I remember, I think it was in Young Justice, she like dresses up in like lingerie or something, and she's like a teenager, and he's just like, well, I need to use her for something, and then so he like kind of plays into it a little bit, even though he's still aloof, and I was just like, this guy's kind of weird. That was weird. But I mean, when he's not written with a young Terra, he's just doing his own thing. He's not like salivating over her. It's just it is very contained within the Terra thing. It's just like, I mean, them writing Slade like that in those pockets is the same way that Bruce Timm constantly writes Batgirl fucking Batman. Let's just pretend it doesn't exist. He's not a pedophile in the Teen Titans show, but then it was. They do hit. Can you get him off that?
Yeah.
They had like a affiliation in the Teen Titans show, but they didn't lean into it, thankfully. Yeah, he was more like Silco in the Teen Titans show, but then I think in Young Justice it was a lot more uncomfortable. Is it in that Judas contract? I don't remember. Was it? I might. Okay, maybe I was remembering wrong. But he does kind of just like that. Some writers leaned into. They leaned into him being more of a groomer weirdo than like a aloof mentor. I think ideally the relationship between Slade and Terra should be, if they do want to make it uncomfortable, he doesn't have to reciprocate her feelings, but he is just using her for like whatever for his missions. But then she, because she's so mentally fucked up, ends up just like having a very strange relationship, like thinking that she really likes him, you know, like Leon the professional, like that. It's weird. I think that can be good writing. Because she's just so mentally unhinged. Leon the professional, you know, when the kid dresses up and then starts like doing a weird dance and then he's like, okay, this is fucking weird, don't do that. Because it comes from them wanting to impress them so bad. But yeah, some writers were definitely making him kind of weird. I don't fucking know, man. I'm telling you, men are more attractive with a mask on. I've been saying this. That's what the point of the mask is. He's still hot without a mask, yeah, but he's hotter with one. Yeah. Oh, I'm replaying Spider-Man later. I'm gonna replay the game. Fine. The first one. The Sam Raimi suit? I don't remember. I think they had a bunch of suits. What? You get a weapon, you get a weapon. Am I gonna be grinding marbles? No, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna play a little bit with friends and then not play anymore. That's it. Casual gamer. I didn't finish my Spider-Man drawing yet either. Spider-Man? Did I say Spider-Man? Batman. I went to look at it some more after I ended stream. There's something about it bothering me, and then I found out what it was. It wasn't the owl. There's something with his cape. Whose undies? It's the ass worship pants, because I drew this with the intention of quote retweeting the tweet that I made. So that it would be directly referenced. Yeah, I have a PhD in social media. Yeah, I have experience in Chronicle Online. It's my job. Did I draw this blindfolded? Yeah. Impressed? I don't think they should have given her blue lipstick. I think her blue lipstick is fine. And you're dumb and wrong. Just like you know what else is an insane design choice is unmasked Marvel Rival Spider-Man's hairline being to the side. I don't think normal non-art people can, like, understand why something like that is really iconic. It is like such a smart choice and really cool that they did that. Just like a hairline being to the side. Very stylistic, very iconic. Why would I consider a career in art? Because if I wanted to consider a career in art, I would have to make... Do you think an artist gets paid 500k a year? Because that's about how much I make streaming. Probably not. Very unlikely. So why would I do that? I'd rather just draw for fun. Ice soup tonight after drawing 16 hours. It's just so, it's like it's really soul grinding. Same way people are like, why don't you go be a concept artist? Why don't you go be a comic artist or whatever? Hell no, and have deadlines where you're pushing out like 5 different sloppy things because getting it out on time is more important than drawing what you actually like. Oh no. Comic book artists make 48k to 148k a year. It's probably it's lower than that. The average is definitely way lower. Priscilla's trying to make more money in the org instead of just vibing because because more is always better. That's just life, isn't it? But also orgs don't really have that much money. I already went over this. I'm too lazy to talk about it again. Why am I irritated? I feel irritated. I need to calm down or I'm gonna yell at some random person in chat that probably doesn't deserve getting yelled at. I think my head feels weird. I think my coffee didn't kick in yet. Cause I got a unfortunate addiction to caffeine physically that if I don't take caffeine every day, the headache gets really bad. And I thought people were just exaggerating when they were like, "Don't talk to me until I had my coffee." And it hurts so bad when it happens. Sucks. Ugh. And I'm getting cold sweat. I'm like taking off my hoodie and then putting it back on and then taking it off and then putting it back. Or unless I'm just going through menopause or something, I don't fucking know. Hopefully, I don't fucking want kids. Fuck that. Get this shit over with, bruh. I've been PMSing. I don't get periods, which is awesome. Love it. Which is why that tampon ad is the fucking funniest thing. It's so nice. I don't get periods because I've been taking oral birth control since I was 15 because it would hurt really bad, the cramps. So then they were like, okay, just go on this, and then over time it just disappeared and I was like, thank God. I don't care if this permanently alters my body, I'm never having kids, so this is a win-win. Yippee! And then I'm like, I never have to worry about not being able to swim. I never have to worry about going on vacation. I never have to oh, wow. I haven't had to worry about any of that for years and years and years. It's so nice. I can always wear white pants. Life is great. Very good. Pretty sure it's the coffee thing though. I just finished drinking it, so it should be kicking in soon. Yippee! If I don't drink coffee or have some kind of caffeine, I get so tired. It helps so much. Well, I mean, obviously you should talk to your doctor about birth control stuff because it's very fluctuating for everyone. Yeah. Does it mean you don't release an egg? I think you don't release an egg yet. Because the egg is not released, your body doesn't get the chemicals to signal to start building the uterine lining. And then because there's no uterine lining, nothing comes out. It just goes away. Yeah, the egg will just rot and die. But then, because your period is not like blood per se, it's like the blood vessels and the lining on your uterus when it comes out. And then for some people, they have to take birth control or because their endometrium, which is the lining of the uterus, starts growing outside of the uterus, which will cause like immense pain and can even be cancerous sometimes. So to stop that, you have to just stop the eggs from releasing, stop your body from signaling a period at all, so then they will go on birth control or some kind of like hormone controlling treatment so that they just don't get periods at all. Yeah. Endometriosis, something like that. It's really bad. Yeah, safer to not have. It's freaking bad. Endometriosis. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have it. I just had really bad periods when I was a kid. I don't know, that sounded like a weird ad. They wanted, I think they wanted me to be like, oh, what's that? Nice try. I mean, any medication you take that affects your hormonal balance is gonna affect everyone very differently. Like, some people will have more appetite, some people will have less, some people won't be able to sleep. Very RNG. Wait, now I'm cold again. Oh, time to put the jacket back on. And then I'm gonna start getting cold sweats. Ebola. Yippee! What's the story behind that? I'm not sure. Hey, I don't know if some of you guys were watching what Kenji was watching earlier, and then he saw that I was in his chat, and then he was like, all you drama frogs coming in when he's going over drama. But there was some like crazy, very like small time streamer management thing that was happening with some VTubers. And oh, thanks ChamZ. Sorry, I didn't see that. Thanks Cat and V. And remember how I would always warn that there are some nefarious people out there, not even the kind of managers that will fuck your boyfriend. I'm talking about like managers that will literally steal your money and then ride on your coattails and just take way more than they should be taking. And that's exactly what happened with this guy that was managing a bunch of YouTubers that would take a percentage of their sponsorship and then also charge a management fee on top of that, and then also charge a video editing fees on top of that. So these streamers averaging 20 to 100 viewers were paying this guy anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month for him to do his services, which is so incredibly predatory because that amount of money is just nonsensical for someone who is a Kia manager of a Kia agency. It's not, and this isn't even VTuber drama. This is like industry levels of predatory management, people that aren't streamers themselves, and then they're just like, well, this is easy money, I'm gonna take advantage of people who don't know any better. And unfortunately, a lot of times streamers do not know any better because they're like, well, you know, I'm a talent, I need to hire these people, these agents, and they're gonna do this and this for me, right? So I'm gonna pay them $1,000 a month or whatever. You do not need to pay a manager $1,000 a month for them to do jack shit for you. It's fucking insane. The audacity some of these people have to be charging these people rates is so ridiculous. Most times you don't need to pay a manager. Yeah, I really don't think you need a manager unless you're averaging like over 3K viewers or something. At most, if you're under that, at most you could get in an agency that gives you sponsorships, a good one, a reputable one, and they usually take anywhere from 10 to 20% of your sponsorships, and then that will cover everything for you to be under their talent, to be managed by them. If you're paying anything additional on top of that, you better be paying for some top tier service where they're running your YouTube channel and uploading and managing your socials and all that and whatever, blah blah. But then if you're a freelancer where you own your own things, you're streaming, you own everything you do, you pay for your own rigging, and you're paying for all that, you are getting scammed. Yeah, Pete, there's so many exploiters in the streaming industry because people don't know any better, and these kind of people will prey on that. And it happens to streamers a lot. It's fucking ass. In traditional media, you're better than manager. Yeah, streaming, there's just so many contract hells and like org hells that will go out of their way to take advantage of young people who don't know any better because they know that they don't know any better. What could a manager possibly do other than sponsors? It depends. So, for example, I have a team that manages my YouTube, and what they do is they give you the property. They hired, this is what they did, okay? They manage my YouTube. They had a team of people who were going over editor resumes, finding editors for me. All I had to do was be like, hey guys, fill out this form. If you guys want to be an editor, my team is screening people. They manage that. They track trends. They track my clips. They check my VODs. They look for highlights to make. They plan how many shorts a week, how many videos a week, blah, blah, blah. So I never even have to think about my YouTube. All I do is stream. And then you have these bum-ass fucks who are charging people who stream to 50 viewers $1,000 a month. Or maybe even like, I don't know, somewhere like $1,000 a month on top of taking their sponsorship money to do what? To make them 4 videos a month? That is an insane, that is fucking robbery. And then to have the audacity to be like, I'm doing all this for you. No, they don't even fucking need you. It should always be the talent is first priority and then the manager, because the manager without the talent is nothing. Just pisses me off, man. There's just like so many slimy businessmen. That's just freaking life, isn't it? Actual leeches, yeah. It's fucking leeches. The same way that there's so many predatory merch companies in the streaming scene that will overpromise and deliver jack shit. And then there's tons of problems, like for example, I mean, I will just tell actual stories, but I won't say who because I don't know if it's not my story to tell, but I will just tell what happened is merch companies, they're like, they approach a creator, they're like, hey, we'll do this for you, we'll be super attentive, like, we'll do everything to your request because we're so happy to work with you. Okay, what do you want, And then as time passed, they start communicating less, they start rushing the creator because the company is banking on riding the coattails of the popularity of the streamer. So they're like rushing to get as many done as possible so that they can hire even more creators and then be like, and then go to other creators and be like, hey, we worked with this and this and this and this. Look at our huge resume of working with so many people. And then what they don't tell you is they rushed the merch of everybody. And then people are unhappy with it, and then bada bing, bada boom. But they already made millions of dollars off the clout of a really popular streamer, multiple popular streamers. And it's so fucked up. So if this is happening to big streamers, what the fuck can you? It's if this is happening to big streamers who can easily just demolish, drone strike their reputation down the shithole, what do you think is happening to smaller streamers? Even worse. Fucking sucks. You know, a 200 viewer streamer has 3 managers with no. So what are they even managing? You do not need those managers.
You could have been like Queen Emma daph's breachage.
Unfortunate. Sounds like an MLM scheme. Yeah. We need to hire a manager to manage the manager. Ludwig's tweet about his merch stuff? No, I didn't. Thanks, Damien.
Glorp.
I do want to fix my Batman drawing before I forget. There was I made his cape less wide because it was pissing me off. That's what was bothering me. It was this corner. I had to make it smaller. I have to pee though. Be right back. Oof. Oh, his merch is $300 now? Fuck. That's a little stinky. $293 for a sweatshirt. Oh, jeez. I like this. When I saw a streamer making a union itself, dude, you can't even convince 10 streamers to show up on time for an event that they're streaming from their own home, me included. You think anyone's gonna fucking unionize? Hell no. But also, The problems that streamers go through is like big streamers specifically. I think it would have these problems would affect small streamers more, but like it's like it's really not in the grand scheme of things that big of a deal, because the problems that big streamers face when they get scammed or whatever, or like taken advantage of, is instead of making $200K, they only made 150K. Oh, boohoo, you know? That damage is just not enough to warrant anybody to want to have some kind of streamer revolution, so they just don't really give a shit. Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh no, only 150K or whatever. That's why. But, where do you go from here? Unfortunately, for smaller streamers that do get taken advantage of by these very predatory contracts and orgs and managers and people and merch and shady businessmen, is you just have to be more vigilant. My boy Void? Daph writing hand owl.
EDDPR gifted a tier 1 sub to Excel software.
Thanks, Ed PR. Am I buying the Switch too? Yeah? Oh, so cold. Man. I just bought a Switch 1 though. Yeah, it's a tax write-off. Oh my god, remember my favorite story to tell is like a big streamer telling other people don't take a pay raise because you get moved to a higher tax bracket and you actually lose money because you end up paying more tax. And it's like, no, it's an incremental tax bracket. That means the amount that you make over that amount puts you in the higher tax. It's not the whole. And I was like, oh my god, this is why there's so many like predatory con men businessmen, because nobody knows any better. Not for the UK, or how does UK tax brackets work? Is this true? Any UK knowers? UK tax brackets work the same, so that guy's also stupid? It's the exact same. Oh, so that guy's also stupid. Oh, honey. Someone thinking of the stock market goes down 10%, then back up, it's back to where it started. Oh my god. UK tax bracket. Okay, does UK have a tax bracket? The UK tax system features a progressive income tax structure with varying. Okay, so how does it? You're telling me it's fixed for 20, 40, and 45 depending on when you earn. So then it doesn't have. So that means if it's above a certain point, it doesn't just make that incremental part more. That's still. It's still. That doesn't. But you're still making more. See, telling someone not to take a pay raise because they get put in a higher tax bracket as a result of it, because they're gonna lose more money, so they don't take the pay. That's still inaccurate. Yeah, if you want to discourage someone from taking a raise, then it would be because you lost certain benefits from being under a certain amount. Basic, higher, above, 1, 2, so you get... Well, do the math. So, how true is it if you take a pay raise for the average Joe that they're actually gonna lose more money as a result for it, generally speaking? What am I going on? Oh, I just remember a few years ago I randomly tuned in this person's stream and then they said, actually, you shouldn't take pay raises because it can put you in a higher tax bracket and then you end up making less money. But then, big NA. I'm not too sure about other countries, but your taxes are... in Canada specifically, because I know Canada taxes very well, is you only get taxed more on the amount that you made past a certain point. So that means your taxes are still the same, but then the raised amount that you get, that's taxed a little more. So you still have a net increase. That's how it works everywhere. That's how it works everywhere. Okay, because some guy in chat said it's a flat tax rate in the UK, saying that that is not the case. Saying that what I described was not the case in the UK. That guy is unemployed. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't make enough to know that. Thanks, Neocached. That's how it works? Oh, that's how it works in the UK also? So that guy's also stupid then. That's exactly the kind of person that should be watching those streams. Don't take the pay raise. You're right. No, I pay US taxes. I have my appointment in like... I have my appointment in a few days, and then I have to get my paperwork, and then... Which is how I found out that I'm not gonna be staying in Sentinels. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with like losing certain benefits if you're over a certain amount, but they didn't mention that at all, they just mentioned the money. You would be insane not to take double the income? Yeah, I mean, I think in a very specific situation, you could say, yeah, this applies to like very, very small amount of people where they would not take the pay raise so they could continue receiving benefits and not get cut off by that. Then it would have to take someone with who knows a lot about whatever benefits they qualify for in this specific hypothetical to even determine whether or not it's worth it. Anyways. But you don't pay Canadian taxes while you pay US taxes? So I have a Canadian accountant and then a US accountant, and then the taxes that I pay in the US can be deducted from the Canadian taxes. And then it will depend on how long I was gone for between Canada and the States. So just hire some guy to do it for me. I'm not saying don't take the pay raise, but imagine going from 20% to a higher percent, 40%. You need a larger increase to justify that. I doubt employers are ever willing to... I don't think you know what you're talking about, because I said incremental multiple times. I genuinely think you do not know what you're saying, because you are talking about something else, and then you are then again reframing this conversation around what you think is going on, which is not what's going on. So I will be an asshole and still continue to speak in riddles just to trick this guy into talking some more to show his whole ass, because I refuse to explain like he's 5. Because we all know what's going on except this guy. So I'm just gonna keep not explaining it so that he can keep saying something and show his whole ass. What is incremental? Nah, you figure it out. I'm not telling you that. You figure it out. Riddle me this, Batman! My work visa expire? No, because my agency will cover it for me. Leaving Sentinel? Yeah. I can get rid of that banner, finally. That's a dub, I agree. You guys are nicer than me, like, nicely explaining to this guy, but there's nothing more than turning creature chatters into a circus for my own amusement. Remember when I got in trouble for having thought? They were very nice about it. Was Sentinels bad? No. They were not bad. They were good. They were respectful. I did not have any nightmare dealings with them. A lot of people have had terrible dealings with the orgs. Yeah, a lot of times, some orgs will take advantage of like pro gamers in a professional team, and then promise them everything that they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna keep you for this, we're gonna do this, this, and then just ghost them, toss them to the side, and not follow up anything. You should only be as loyal to the org as the org is loyal to you. And the only thing that you should be doing out of a corporation is taking money out of them. So not very exactly. Never take it personally, it's just business. Well, that doesn't mean I mean, the way some people deal with the orgs, or like the way some orgs deal with people is just appalling, though. Just life sometimes, isn't it? Ever told you what to sponsor? It depends on the org. They don't usually give sponsors unless it's a package deal. They jumped from 2 orgs back and they treated her like shit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I've heard many horror stories. But it goes both ways. I've also heard horror stories of people who were very strange and were misleading, and it at the end of the day, if it's too complicated to summarize. I don't think this can be something that can be summarized in like 2 sentences. Yeah, read the contracts. Generally speaking, people are not outright necessarily like evil, like villainously evil. That's rare. When people do have these like bad faith contracts or whatever, they are just there to make money, and if you are no longer making them money, then yeah, they will cut you off. That's fucking life, isn't it? Thanks, AI strat. But I mean, I've heard stories of people lying about orgs. I've heard stories of orgs lying to people. More often than not, though, it's orgs mistreating people. You know what the funny thing is? Well, it's not that funny, but I mean, was that when I was a small, or not, when I started like growing as a streamer, some of the orgs that reached out to me made me fucking laugh out loud. Tempo Storm, Dignitas. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't think so, honey. The good org, all jokes aside, the only thing that mattered to me signed to an org is money. You think I care? About all the other things of like clout or whatnot of these orgs? No. It has to be good pay, and I do as little work as possible. I mean, they're also very broke right now. I think a lot of orgs are very broke right now. That's why sometimes in proposals to sign a streamer, they'll be like, we'll offer you percentage ownership of our org instead of offering like a salary or whatever. Like, okay, percentage ownership of your org, how much money is that? Definitely not gonna be the amount that they're actually worth. No. Smosh got sold for ownership. Oh yeah, they got fucked over. I don't know the story behind that. Not too sure. God, this... There's just so many things wrong with people, man. People in business. Do your due diligence and fuck back as much as you can. Yeah, I agree. It has to be like this kind of the attitude that you need to go into dealing with these business things are they're holding a knife, you're also holding a knife. Just get ready to parry. But personally, I have had good relations with business-related things. I have not been through some of the trenches some other people were subjected to. Thankfully. My ability to read helped. Yeah, that thing that Kenji was watching on his stream, the things that so to give you a summary of what was going on, he was like reviewing this small streamer VTuber that was part of an agency that this guy was managing, and the guy was taking a lot of money from all the talents he was managing, and like way more than he should. And this guy manager was promising all these things. We're like, in 5 years you're gonna be like holding concerts, you're gonna be hosting your own shows, we're gonna be seeing like 6-figure contracts, you know, this and this and that. That's why right now I need to charge you more because of this and this. And I'm just like, that is such a huge red flag. And there's just so many things wrong with it. And there's just no way in this world that you can expect someone to know that that's a red flag. Yeah, and that's what these people are banking on. These predatory people, is that they won't know any better. And a lot of times, unfortunately, they really don't. Because it also doesn't help that unless you have a lot of friends who are also in the industry and know actual numbers and know actual money coming in and out, how much you really should be paying and how much you should be paid. Chungus life. But if the split isn't exactly what it says on the contract, where people, I think it's also just more than what's explicitly stated on the contract. Is like, for example, I mean, I don't know what exactly this guy did, the kind of snaky stuff they would do is like sell you things that you don't actually need, and then you don't realize that they're selling you this, so you're like, okay, yeah, I'll pay you an extra $300 a month because now you say you're managing this and this and this and you're doing these promotional things, like, okay, sure, and then you don't realize that the value of the service that they're selling is only like worth 10 bucks. So there's so many, this is suspicious people. Unsavory charlatans. They're not legally liable or accountable for it unless written. Yeah, and that's yeah, absolutely. Is get it all written down and never trust the goodwill of people, especially these business people, just off them saying, I promise you this, I promise you this. I'll get this for you, I'll get this for you. If it's not in the contract, it's not fucking happening. Chungus life. I mean, remember when I hosted those art contests, I remember talking about this, was a lot of corporate art contests will, you know, host an art contest with, like, let's say a 30K prize or whatever, and then they will own all the rights to your entry. They will own, like, maybe even your future work relating to whatever the IP of the contest is. They will be using it in promotional material. You're not going to be allowed to sell posters of it, you know, stuff like that. That a lot of not business savvy people would not expect because they just never had experience with that or any warnings about it, because it's not like they say it explicitly in the front page. It's in the tiny text in the page with 10 different pages of what you're signing over. Who's reading that shit? No one. Maybe I am wrong. I think some people are inherently fucking evil when it comes to these business things. They're just maybe fucking evil. Yeah, hostile NPCs. They put it in legal jargon, yeah. Wonder how that Opera browser arcane contest went. No, he's not gonna have Tim Burton nipples. You turn brain off, play some Boulderman. Finish this enough time. Spolderman! Spolderman. What is this called? Marvel Spider-Man?